Hello and welcome back to the European Nations Cup. I'm Shersy1. Joining me today is Wonderboy. Welcome, Wonderbabe.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. First of all, mammoth congratulations to the two lads before us on an absolute mammoth stint.
Yeah,
they smashed it out of the park from what I saw, and it's a good day to be a Halo fan because you get to see nations from all around Europe go head to head. We're down to the knockout stages now, so we're down to the finest put together teams that each nation's been able to stick together with super glue, or in some cases industrial solvents. So it's going to be fun. Yeah, Gorilla glue. So this should be fun. I think we're just down to the nitty gritty now. So it's going to be an exciting remainder of the tournament.
We're now switching over from best of three now to best of five. So you have got a little bit more of a chance, a little bit more leeway. If you lose a couple of games, that you can come back and bounce back. And featuring on today, we've got now Central Europe and Spain won. Central Europe, you've just seen last game. They made it through, just narrowly squeezing past Sweden, who put up a pretty decent fight there. Alien and Spa coming out trumps to carry them through to this stage here. And that means that they avoided having to play France 1, who's a hotly contested favourite between, I think, it could be between France 1, could be England 1, or it could be Germany here.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of nations who made it through to the knockout stages. If you've been following the tournament all day and want to know who made it through, we have the likes of Germany, Netherlands 2, France 2, Netherlands 1, England 2, Ireland, Central Europe versus Spain 1, which is what we're featuring right now, as you can probably imagine. France 1, Sweden, Scotland, Wales 1, England 3, Finland, England 1, and Portugal. So plenty of nations. We're all spread out. It's good to see some surprises in there, like the Portuguese team making it all the way through. And I'm also quite surprised about how many Spanish teams were able to be formed.
So many.
I mean, there were 5 teams, which is 20 Spanish players. I know they're seen back in the olden days used to be quite not so much secluded, but a bit closed off from the rest of Europe. But it's good to see the Spaniards coming out in force, and hopefully that will, have a decent showing from Spain 1 here against Central Europe to kick off the knockout stages.
Yeah, had I known, Harry, there was going to be so many Spanish teams showing up, I might have got Rosetta Stone out and maybe learned a few phrases. Do you have anything for us? You've been spending some time over in Barcelona.
Lo siento, pero mi español no es muy bueno. I had to do the accent, otherwise I can't pronounce it properly.
And you'd also put some Italian twist on it there as well.
I did a little bit. Yeah. I mean, this is a European Cup, okay? We've got to include every nation.
Bienvenue. Come on in. Welcome. We welcome all colours and creeds, and no matter what flag you're representing today, whether it be Netherlands, we'll accept you, even though you've not been doing too well as of late internationally in the football side of things. But looking to bounce back here in the cups, we'll get ourselves underway. We're going to be starting very shortly. Up first, looks like as though we're going to have the Rig. Which what team do you see coming out on top here? Spain, maybe Central Europe.
It's quite tricky because there's 2 different ways strongholds on the Rig typically tends to go, right? It either tends to favor the team who play as lone wolves, power ups and get the weapons, and then put them into use, and then almost put strongholds as a secondary objective, or it can sort of lean towards the side which are sort of more on the same page and are going towards the strongholds, attacking strongholds together as their primary objective. Having not really seen the most out of Spain 1 so far, I might edge the other way. But to be honest with you, this is the type of competition where any nation can come through and really prove us wrong. So for me, I'm not even going to make a prediction. I can't say which way it's going to go. I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to enjoy the gameplay and see what happens.
You're going to sit back and sit firmly on the fence as you decide not to pick between any team. And Mr. T and Crumpet said that Spain like to play a little bit of Tiki Kappa when it comes to OBJ, so I like that line. I said I'm going to use that as soon as I get a chance, and although it's strongholds, I'm using it anyway. Thuru now has camouflage. He's popped it into his chest, and he's going to see if he can utilize this to the best of his ability. 1 stronghold in the favour of the red team. What can Spa do for Central Europe? Gets that Predator combo, railgun in hand. 2 go down for Spain, and this is not looking good straight away. We might see a double cap pretty quick.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Cat, who we were on board with for the start, grabbing the scatter shot and then just being caught unawares, really. He's managed to reel it back, though, but you can see in the kill feed Thuru just going in with the railgun. This is what I'm talking about. If you can get a player like Thuru, who has railgun, can hit those shots constantly, pick off the first kill in a teamfight engagement, it makes playing the objective that much more of an easy thing to do, because you don't have to worry about, you know, taking a team 4-on-4 or even at a disadvantage at times. You already have the numbers advantage. So good job by Thuru. He's leading his team to a decent lead so far, and if they get this kill, reset and start capping the stronghold, then it's going to be a triple cap here early on.
Triple cap early on. Spain in big trouble and need to try and solidify a bit of momentum, a little bit of teamwork, get it going, start gelling up real quickly. As it looks as though Central Europe are starting to run away early doors. Still plenty of time in the match to bounce back. Camouflage will be up in the next 40 or so seconds, so we see that turn the tides of Spain can get it into their hands and keep it out from Central Europe's grasp. But there goes Katinks off the map, and we switch over to Strong Trusty. It's a misplay on his part, Wonderboy.
It's totally worth it. I completely agree with jumping off the bat to make a kill certain. I'm a man who likes his stats, and if it means a +1 next to my name, then you know, go soaring, go flying, buddy.
You might say that player on back rail was no longer a threat, but I appreciate and respect the fact that he's gone all the way out there and put his body on the line just to send the two of them into the respawn screen. If I'm gonna die, you're definitely coming with me.
Oh, big pivotal fight there from Spore. Puts 3 players onto the death screen. Wicked's last alive for Spain, 1. But really solid showing so far from Central Europe. I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's good to see them sort of identifying where they think Spain might be spawning and proving that they are able to get there first, put damage down. And again, with the first 3 kills without reply, it makes things so much easier to not only reset the objective, as they have just here, but also maybe put pressure on those spawners, maybe starting to push a triple cap here with the first 2 kills again, Richie, in the kill feed going towards them.
Yeah, it's a great job from them. And just off the camera, we did have Juggler who picked up the camouflage, but it was burned, so not really able to utilize that was Spain. Maybe looking to do a better job next time, but at the minute, triple cap in the side of Central Europe, and they're in big trouble as Spain now. Over 50-point threshold is just being pushed, and they're going to need to stop the bleeding and stop it fast here, Wonderboy.
Yeah, triple cap is going, and it has been for quite some time. If you're, you know, looking for silver linings, it's good that they have some points on the board. I mean, it's not 100-0, but the bad thing is Thuru is hitting shots. He does have a railgun, but I believe it's out of ammo in his back pocket, so all he can do now is just exhibit some map movement and traversing and keep hitting those pistol shots. And this is worrying for Spain. The Spaniards just aren't able to sort of group up, and you can see them just sort of solo capping strongholds. That just makes it easy for the Central Europeans to push through and push the spawners back away from the objectives. So really good showing. Disappointed from what I'm seeing so far out of Spain, but I think we're maybe underplaying how good these Central Europeans really are.
We have a goose watch here as Strong Trusty is yet to get a kill.
Whoa,
and
hang on.
we will pray that he's able to get a kill pretty quickly.
Okay,
we won't see.
We need to hop onto Strong Trusty right now.
Right now, we need Strong Trusty. Let's put the pressure on him.
He's coming off the spawn, and he has a few moments, to be honest with you, to get a kill. And well, there it is.
There it is. Quack quack. That's going to be a goosey woosey.
I don't think geese go quack.
I don't know what sound geese make, but
you do. Think
quack is close
think
enough.
Back to primary school. Come on.
I'm not on old MacDonald's farm right now.
It's honk.
Honk. Well, there is 1-0 in favor of Central Europe, and a bit of a whitewash, a bit of a drubbing there for Spain.
Do you really not know what sound a goose makes?
Quack would have done me. Quack.
You're thinking of ducks.
Ducks. Geese, they're in the family. What's wrong? They're all flightless birds, right?
This is true. Do ostriches quack as well?
Why not?
Penguins?
Why not? Why not? I've never had a conversation with these birds.
Well, we're getting a bit off topic here. Let's go. Let's go back to what was a really good showing by the Central Europeans. I mean, you can see
with a killing frenzy, Harry.
Yeah, a killing frenzy. They were doing really good. Not only putting the damage down, you can see the disparity in the disparity, I should say, in the damage dealt column, but also in the power weapon kills column as well. We saw at the start Cat, and at times other players having the scatter shot in their possession just weren't able to put it into as much use as Thuru was. We saw it a fair few times. You know, the railgun getting that first pick in a team fight can be so huge. So we saw, you know, what the damage was in the end in terms of the railgun usage, and something that Spain, when they look back on this match, will say, okay, game 1, we just didn't control the power weapons well enough.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. If I'm strong Trocity, although I've goosed, I will say I didn't have the least damage in the game. That's the only out I have, Harry. As I didn't have the least damage. So where were my teammates? I was fighting everybody that was full shields.
Oh yeah, if I goose, I'm blaming my team.
Yeah.
Certainly not because I wasn't able to kill anyone. It's always tough to bounce back from that kind of position. But I've played against strong Trocity in matchmaking before. He's a solid player. I'm sure it won't let him affect the rest of his tournament and the rest of this series. And we're coming up to a Colosseum Slayer in game 2, which is another one of those games where if you grab rockets, you grab sniper, you control those power weapons, you have a decent chance of winning the game.
We'll be getting game 2 underway. Colosseum Slayer, as you said, it's all about sniper rifle. It's all about rocket launcher. Can you control them? And if you're the Spain one side, and in particular strong Trocity, this is now where you want to bounce back, reset mentally, and go again. Don't carry over the frustrations from that rig game, as Colosseum can be time to bounce back and get yourself 1-1 in the series.
I think for me, to see Spain succeed in this series, we need to see someone come up with a plan to secure the power weapons. Whether it's someone getting 4 out of 4 kills with a rocket launcher or 2 out of 2. I can't remember how many are in the clip. I think it's 2, right? Either way, getting 100% of a return out of that weapon right there, the rocket launcher, or securing that weapon, the sniper rifle, and just being a really difficult kill. I think that's what we need to see here to see Spain come back in this series. We know the likes of Spore, Alien, Thuru, these guys absolutely going off in game 1 and throughout the group stages as well. We need to see someone from Spain really step up and be the man.
Yeah, and if you're Central Europe, just keep doing what you were doing. It was super successful, slaying and praying, getting all that objective work done, and just maintain that triple cap for as long as possible. But looks as though Spa has dropped after getting himself a double kill, and it's now 5-2 already, and rocket launchers in the hand of Central Europe, and that's not what you want to see. You don't want to see any snowball effects. Is sniper rifle in play at the moment? It is, and it's Thuru that has the sniper rifle.
It's just down in that cave where Gottschalk was watching. That's allowed Spore to pick up the snipers we can see here, but for me, this one could be over before it starts. If Spain don't start coming back with kills, as they have in fairness, it can often get away from you, I should say, before the next set of power weapons even come on the map on Colosseum Slayer. So keeping it close at the very least going into the next set of power weapons is going to be the first objective here for Spain.
Yep, if they can just get the map reset, maybe get some little bit of snipe control, because Spa, Thuru, these boys have been competing at the highest level for quite some time now, especially in the Europa Halo Cups. They've been doing a little bit of competing on the American side as well. So they're well practiced, well versed on the Colosseum and any other map for that matter. There's a double kill for Spa in the kill feed, and what can Thuru do in the cave, staying alive? Witchlet doing a great job, and that's important in Team Slayer. If you can just maintain and keep yourself alive and frustrate the other teams. They've gotten 2 players down to no shield, but can't turn that into kills.
What we're seeing here from Central Europe and Thuru as he does go down is absolutely perfect, and it's what you want to do on Colosseum Slayer when you start spawning the enemy team out on the elbows, out on the cave side. It's like being left outside without a roof over your head. It's really, really tough to get back onto the map, but Rocket's coming up now. It's going to be a huge fight, and it looks like it's going to be Spore and Central Europe who bag those. He does miss the first one, though, so there is maybe a chance for Spain to mitigate the damage and try and limit the success of Spore here with the rockets. Yeah,
Spa sent one warning rocket out, a flare, if you will. That's a UAV for the Spanish team to know exactly where that rocket player is and stay away from him and out of dodge. As Spa gets taken down to half shields and now no shields, just needs to stay alive. He only has that one rocket left, of course. Won't be a huge misplay if he loses it, with the kill advantage so vastly in their favor. There's a double kill, should be, and it is. Big rocket play out of Spa.
So he misses the first one. I can imagine the comms were, don't worry guys, I'm still going to get 2. Just give me a minute. I'm just going to line up the perfect situation. And what was the perfect situation for Spore was the most devastating situation for Spain, because they're now down by 14, and this is what we're talking about. You know, it was relatively close going into the rocket launcher coming up, but as Spore's finally taken out, it's now the game's nearly over. I mean, red team, Central Europe, they have sniped with Thuru, as we can see here. They're up by, you know, what, they're just 20 kills away, near enough, from ending the entire game. So the good news, I suppose, is Strong Trocity does have a kill, which is better than game 1, important. But they're over doubling now the Spanish score on Central Europe. Big
trouble of getting maybe a clean sweep here. If these 2 games have gone the way they have it, you can only imagine the third game will be somewhat similar. As Thuru and Spa adds some more kills and more insult to injury, and Thuru takes that player in the cave down to no shields. Good shot for him. You know, he has that information. Those players are spawning there, and it's a lovely shot onto Strongtrocity. And can he make this 4 dead? As the Spanish player doing a great job of trying to stay alive. Gets the stick, does he? Yes, he does. That's 39 kills to 16, and the writing's on the wall.
It's a tough spawn, isn't it? It's really a tough spawn when you sort of just. Oh no! Got Schlett! Oh dear!
I will allow that teabag. I'm allowing that. It's the series is 1-1.
They've won the series.
Is 1-1.
That's it. That's unbelievable. You can't. That can't happen. You still got to play to 50. You can't just give up like you've won the game, because that kind of thing can still happen.
So many bags. The government are looking for tax off you. Alien now, rocket launcher. That's another kill for him. And it's 44 to 18, and it looks as though steak might be on the menu. What way do you take it? Will it be like nated, medium rare? 45 kills. Just the game draws to a close now. And this game as a contest is long since over. What can Spain do in game 3? As a full reset. Alien, it's just a matter of time now. 49 to 21. Juggler's in big trouble on the edge of the map, but it doesn't matter as his teammate falls elsewhere. That's 50 kills to 21 and a whitewash in game 2.
We're about to see on the post-game Carnage report exactly the disparity in the power weapon kills, and I can tell you now it doesn't make for pretty viewing if you're a fan of the Spaniards. It's just disappointing for me for them to not have improved on some of their weaknesses from the first game, especially going into such a pivotal map like Colosseum, where if you don't get the weapons, I mean, you know, you're up a poopy creek without a paddle in your favor. So give all credit to the Central Europeans. They went off. Spore especially 20 and 5. That's plus 15. Quick maths for you right there. But yeah, it's a shame out of the Spaniards. It's a real shame to see them go down 2-0 early on in the series.
And it looks as though a player is backed out. I don't know whether he thinks it's a best of 3 or whether it's a rage quit, because it is a best of 5. So he has got one more map to play, and the rest of the Spanish squad is still here. So I don't know whether he's left on emotion. We'll have to get to the bottom of that. But Spa, Thuru, they went off again, and the damage for Spa, 2100, serious numbers he's putting in.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. And not only do you have to, deal that amount of damage anyway, just to, make players weak, but also deter players from going to certain areas of the map, such as when power weapons are coming up. But you also have to rely on your teammates to finish those kills and finish the damage that is being put down. In this case, Spore didn't really need to. He finished them all himself. He had 20 kills. But when you're putting that amount of damage, you are trusting your team to start to finish some of those kills. So it's good to see all across the board, really, the damage dealt is pretty solid for the Central Europeans. But again, we need to see a bit more out of Spain here if they're going to continue their run here in the Nations Cup.
And we are going to be playing CTF on Refuge, and though that damage can prove a real factor, because if you don't even need to get the kills when it comes to objective. It's all about containing players in their spawn. So if you get someone down to half shields, you can really trap them and minimize the movement. Because of course, if I'm a player not being put weak carry, I don't want to move somewhere. I want to wait to get my shields back, and every single time I try to move, I'm being taken down, chipped away at my shields. It can become really frustrating very fast.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we see from the very top teams, is having that trust in your teammates, that even when you are even the slightest bit weak, that you can challenge with someone else and be assured that you will either have help, get a favorable trade in your team's favor, or get the kill yourself, which is just that little bit of sharpness that we're missing at the moment from Spain. And again, I personally am rooting for them to turn this around, because I believe that the Spaniards have what it takes to, get a foothold in this series. But we just need to see, again, just a bit more sharpness from them in that respect.
We are rooting for the underdogs. It's gone so horribly wrong in the first 2 games for them that really want to see a different team almost. If we can get them space jammed back, if we get their powers back to them, Strongtrocity can turn up, maybe get some sniper rifles. It'd be interesting to see the starting strats for these teams. Will they go and play rockets, or will a player sort of head off towards the sniper hut to pick up the sniper rifle straight away?
Well, if it's me, I'd probably sort of double down on the weakness of Spain. I'd probably say to myself, look, these guys, not the best at controlling power weapons. We're going into refuge now. There's 2 snipes on the map. If we can just sort of send a contingency unit through to rockets, we can maybe put a bit more pressure on their side of the map and prevent them getting the power weapons and their own sniper. And from then on, they don't even have a foothold. They don't have a power weapon to their name. It's really tricky to come back on a map like Refuge when you have a guy popping off on ring 3 with a snipe and you don't have a snipe yourself. So if I'm Central Europe, I try and do that. If I'm Spain, I just hope that I can kill the guys pushing me for my own sniper and maybe start stringing some kills together myself.
Yeah, we might see that as a starting strat from the Central Europe team. They've been so dominant at the start of these games that maybe they'll give them no respect and just hunt straight away for, like Wonderboy touches upon, that sniper rifle. So we'll look to see if they can just fend off that initial start and survive without going forward dead, and make sure that they can get themselves into the map, maybe get some ring control and work from there.
And it's kind of obvious in saying it, but if I was going to prioritize one set of weapons over the other, say a sniper or a rockets, it's got to be the sniper, right? You have more kills in the chamber potentially with that weapon, whereas with rockets, I mean, you get what? You get 2 rockets, you get maybe a double kill to push a flag run on the go. I mean, it's very situational, rockets. I mean, they can either start a push or finish off a push to secure a flag cap, but with sniper, you have constant team advantages in terms of numbers in the fights. So yeah, I would personally, if I'm Spain and I have to give up rockets, I wouldn't like to, but if I have to, certainly make sure we're hitting those shots with snipes. It
is a worthy sacrifice, are the rockets, because oftentimes the only thing the rockets can really be used for is clearing out that ring, because you can shoot the rocket off the walls and hit those players that are in the ring. But when you start to push out to those open areas, the rocket takes so long. The only other place it can be really effective is sort of around the hut area, or if you can make it to the flag to maybe rocket those players that are spawning up on their rock ramp. But oftentimes it is just used to clear out the ring. And as we look to jump into Refuge now, the game is starting up. And I'm really hoping Spain can get back here and we can see if this goes into a game 4.
Yeah, apologies for the slight delay. I think Strongtrosity thought it was a best of 3. Either that, he was saying to his teammates, look, my game's bugged. I need to quit the build quickly. That's why I'm not doing very well. So we might see a completely different beast. Like you said, the Michael Jordan from Space Jam come out here from Strongtrosity. I think all eyes will be on him here to maybe step things up. So hopefully we can see that from him.
See that from him is right. We can get Strongtrosity to get into the game here. And maybe after that reset of his console, his gun will start working and he'll be able to get himself a few kills. Rocket launcher in ring, sniper rifle in the hut.
I still can't believe you don't know what noise a goose makes, man. I hate to keep throwing you under the bus, but you genuinely didn't know.
What do you mean?
You didn't know what sounded. You thought geese go quack.
Well, they can go quack.
When have you ever heard a geese go quack?
I'm gonna find some goose somewhere that says quack, and I'm gonna throw it all over you, right? And you'll be eating humble pie. I'm gonna find one foreign goose that might say quack.
Okay.
As we jump on now, Cat Tinks has gone for that sniper rifle, but down he falls as Wicked. Sniper rifle in hand, Strongtrosity and has rockets. This is a great start if you are Spain, but they are starting to fall now, and that flag is on the move. Spa getting a double kill there, dropping 2 members of Spain momentarily, and now running that flag with the sniper rifle in his hand as well. Great job out of him, and this is not what you want to see. Early doors is now you have a player backstabbing them as well from their own hut, sniping them off spawn, and this is surely going to be 1-0, and it is. Big trouble
really
for
nice.
Spain.
Yeah, really nice start there from Central Europe. Oh, lovely triple, I think that is from
Make it over.
Thuru.
Do it.
It was lovely.
Do it.
Didn't see the spawner though, and a guy backstabs him. I was going to say a massive shout out to Thuru there, because for me, he was the instigator of the tactics that Central Europe need to really employ to put the boot on the face of Spain currently, for lack of a better analogy. Because Spore gets that double to set off that entire chain of events, but it was Thuru who was pressing for the enemy team sniper, and we spoke about this before the game. If a team is struggling to control those weapons, then keep making them struggle. And Thuru did just that. Not only did he, as you said, get the backstab on, he also was able to get a nice triple afterwards to retain some map control. So credit to Spore for the double to set things off, but Thuru, for me, there, did the absolute right thing, and it's one of the reasons now that Central Europe were able to maintain map control and are running a flag again.
Yeah, this flag game appears to be a sprint, not a marathon. As we've seen Katinks a little while ago try to make that clamber jump, that thrust stabilized jump onto street, and he just couldn't make it. And that's pretty significant as how Spain's game and series has been going so far, as that flag is getting moved again. And there we go, 2-0. Big trouble, and you could be heading out pretty early doors here.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat saying that they would beat this Spanish team, but I can tell you now, I've played on a Smurf down at bronze level, and I'm pretty sure I've seen some of these faces before in the Twitch chat, so we will not mention it, but right now it looks like Central Europe are pretty much, 1 foot in the next round. They already know, and Gottschalk is able to get a perfect off-screen. Spore is able to run the flag. Gottschalk might have an overkill here off-screen, but don't worry, Spore's putting the flag in. It doesn't matter. The triple was stolen. The series is over. Spore's failing jumps, but again, that's how far ahead Central Europe are. The series is over.
That's it. Get GG's. Absolutely no reason. People in the chat saying that they could beat Spain. We do love those armchair professionals. There are no doubt in plat level, given all the abuse, you will only see those sorts of folks in arena at the lower levels on your Smurf when you're in your placement games. We won't name names. We'll keep it completely anonymous. But you're being called out. Shots are being fired.
Well, F in the chat for Spain. That was a swift 3-0. I think Strongtrosity maybe got 3 kills throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
It's not the kind of showing we were expecting to see out of the Spaniards, but it's good to see them competing again, putting out 5 different nations. That's how committed the Spaniards are to European Halo, and we welcome them with open arms. But it's Central Europe who go forward.
Strongtrosity representing Spain, only without the S, as he's firmly in pain right now after Harry has roasted him.
I didn't roast. I just stated a fact.
Like a roasted duck.
That was not a roast.
And a roasted geese that goes quack. He has been done in. As we look to maybe take a short break after this mammoth, this drubbing, this whitewash that was Central Europe against Spain. We get a short break and we're heading into our next series very, very shortly.